Hi everyone, I'm Reading with Jack and today I'm here with a Let's Talk discussion about receiving books for review from authors and publishers. This was inspired by a video that I saw on Jen Campbell's channel, who I will link down below in the description, and it was a very thought-provoking discussion about the ways that publishers and authors treat us as booktubers and book reviewers. Before I start, I want to say something that's really important that I think absolutely everyone that has a booktube channel or wants to start one needs to consider. And that is that booktubing is not about receiving books for review. It's not about receiving free books, and that should never be the goal of anyone's booktube channel. When I started, I never ever intended to receive books for free. I didn't even think I would be able to. Just because someone receives a lot of free books for review every month does not make them superior to someone who doesn't receive any books for review at all. And in fact, a lot of booktubers don't even accept books for review, so they're not inferior because they don't want to do that. It's just their personal decision. You should always be independent with your stance when you're thinking about reviewing a book. I also think it's important to remember that when I started BookTube, reviewing was completely different. The people that actually received books for review were not actually booktubers. It was the book bloggers that had written book reviews. Publishers were definitely a lot more familiar with book blogs at the time and understood the importance and influence that they could have. But as BookTube has developed over the past few years, as there are now so many people making videos, and there are very big popular booktubers now with thousands and thousands of subscribers, the publishing industry has really recognised BookTube and started to trust booktubers in reviewing books for free. However, sometimes the way in which booktubers are contacted to review these books is not exactly appropriate and sometimes slightly annoying. I have nothing against reviewing books, but there are things that I just don't like, and one of them that I really need to talk about is when publishers don't even create a personalised connection with you when they want you to read a book. I've received a lot of emails in the past, particularly this week actually. I received about 2 or 3 which basically said, "Dear booktuber, please read this book." They didn't even use my name, even though it's in my email address. Surely it's kind of obvious what my name is, and it would be actually not that hard to include it in the email. Because I received quite a lot of requests for books to read, I cannot accept all of them. I don't have time to read all of them. If a publisher is not making the effort to even learn my name, I'm probably not even going to read what the book's about. I'm not going to read the email. I'll just go to another email where the publisher is more interested. When I get an email about the videos that I've made and the publisher has clearly looked into what I do, I feel like there's a connection. I feel like I'm welcomed and appreciated as a book reviewer. If they say something like, "I've seen this book review of yours and we're going to release a new book which is quite similar to that which we think you will like," I know that they really do care about me, and I feel much more obliged. Not obliged as such, but I feel more persuaded to read the book. It's just small things like that that really do capture my attention when I'm thinking about reading and reviewing a book. And I think it's so important for publishers to remember that we are not just pieces of advertising. Jen also raised an important issue which I never knew about before, and this is when publishers send emails to people asking them to sign contracts before they are actually going to review the book. The contract that she received basically said something like, you have to receive this book within 30 days and you have to say positive things about it. If you don't like the book, you can't mention it at all. This completely does not work on BookTube when people are getting book hauls and talking about the books they receive before reading it. You know, they're going to mention a book and then they might not end up liking it. They've mentioned it in the first place and then never get around to reviewing it because of these limiting contracts which completely defeat the point of BookTube. We're not here to advertise books and present books as perfect things. If we don't like a book, we can absolutely discuss that, and publishers should not be scared of negative reviews and certainly shouldn't be telling us not to even talk about a book if we don't like it. If they're scared about negative reviews and almost assuming that you will not like the book, they probably haven't really researched your channel beforehand, but were just simply sending out a random email to anyone they could find, rather than finding someone that is more likely to actually enjoy the book. I would also argue that negative reviews are actually as important as positive reviews because they create a sense of intrigue. I obviously love positive reviews and understand why publishers want them, because it makes people really want to buy the book because it's a good book. However, I have actually bought books before after watching negative reviews. If someone has a very strong opinion and strong hate for a book, I feel very intrigued to find out what I'm going to think as well, and actually end up buying it and reading it and comparing opinions. So publishers should not be scared of any kind of book review, negative or positive. In fact, strong opinions are the best ones. Every book review has value. Everyone's opinion counts, and it's so important that if publishers are sending books out for review, they will have to deal with the fact that sometimes people will not like the books, sometimes people will love the books, And booktubers should be able to say exactly what they want. They shouldn't be manipulated into saying a certain thing about the book just because they received it for free. For any booktuber, it's important that you make the videos that you want to make and say the things that you want to say. You shouldn't be forced to say a certain thing because a publisher wants you to do that. We are more than just pieces of advertising. In fact, we are real, honest people. We are book reviewers. And a review is completely different to an advertisement. An advertisement is presenting something as if it's perfect, it's saying that there are no flaws about it, and that's the kind of thing that we would see on a TV show. But BookTube isn't a commercial break. BookTube is real people talking about real opinions, and if publishers are preventing us from doing that, or encouraging people to stand away and take a different stance to what they really want to take, it's a problem, and we need to be very careful about this. Always review the books that you want to review. Always think about what you're saying and evaluate the book. Go much further than an advertisement. Go into an in-depth evaluative review. And it doesn't matter if you like the book or dislike the book. Every book review, as I said, is important, and publishers, as I keep saying, need to accept that. So that was my very rambly video today about receiving books for review, and I'm not sure if I've included every single point that I wanted to, because I'm sure there's something I'm going to realise after filming that I should have said. But basically, hopefully this is interesting, and hopefully it will help some of you that maybe haven't really reviewed books before, or maybe want to reconsider the ways in which you are reviewing books, the ways publishers are contacting you. So thank you for watching, everyone. As I said, leave your comments down below telling me what you think, and I will get back to you and respond then. So thank you, and I will see you all again in my next video.